When people talk about truly legendary actors, Michael J. Fox is a name that immediately commands respect. Not only for his unforgettable roles, but for the courage, humor, and dignity he's shown while living with Parkinson's disease. Even at 64, with a career that spans decades and a legacy already cemented, Fox recently made headlines for a startlingly honest confession. There's one person he does not want attending his funeral. Who is it, and why would he say something so blunt? Stay with the story, because what lies beneath is far deeper and more emotional than it first appears. For more than 40 years, Michael J. Fox has made audiences laugh, cry, and feel seen. From the moment he burst onto television screens as Alex P. Keaton on Family Ties, it was clear he was different. He wasn't just another young Hollywood face. He had impeccable timing, natural charm, and a rare relatability that made him feel less like a celebrity and more like someone you actually knew. He could be your friend, your brother, or that effortlessly cool guy from school everyone gravitated toward. Fox was born on June 9, 1961, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, into a military family. His father's career meant constant relocation, so Michael spent his childhood moving from town to town, never staying long enough to fully settle in. Always being the new kid likely shaped him. When you grow up on the outside, you learn quickly how to connect, how to win people over, and Fox mastered that skill early. At just 15 years old, he made a decision that would change his life forever. He dropped out of high school to pursue acting. It was a massive risk. His parents were understandably worried. What parent wouldn't be? Hollywood dreams rarely come true, but Fox was determined. He packed up and moved to Los Angeles with almost no money, surviving on boxed macaroni, optimism, and sheer willpower. He slept on a mattress on the floor, used a phone book as a pillow, and took whatever small roles he could get. Auditions, rejections, more auditions, it went on for years. Then, in 1982, everything changed. Family Ties premiered, and almost overnight, Michael J. Fox became a household name. But television fame was only the beginning. In 1985, Back to the Future launched him into immortality. Ironically, he almost didn't get the role. Eric Stoltz was originally cast as Marty McFly, and several weeks of filming were completed before the producers realized it wasn't working. Fox was brought in at the last minute, while still committed to Family Ties. The schedule was brutal. Fox filmed Family Ties during the day and Back to the Future at night, surviving on 2 or 3 hours of sleep and pure adrenaline. He knew he was part of something special. When the film was released, it became the highest-grossing movie of 1985. In an instant, Fox wasn't just a TV star. He was a bona fide movie star. The fame exploded. Magazine covers, talk shows, award ceremonies. He was everywhere. He dated actress Nancy McKeon, and by the mid-1980s his face was plastered on bedroom walls across the world. That same summer, Teen Wolf hit theaters, meaning Fox had 2 blockbuster films out at once. More roles followed: The Secret of My Success, Bright Lights, Big City, and the Back to the Future sequels, which solidified his status as one of Hollywood's most bankable and versatile stars. By the late 1980s, Michael J. Fox had everything: career success, public adoration, and a seemingly limitless future. But life has a way of ignoring even the best-laid plans. In 1991, at just 29 years old, Fox noticed something strange. His left pinky finger was twitching. At first, he brushed it off as stress or exhaustion. But the tremor didn't stop. It worsened. Doctors ran tests, and then came the words that shattered his world: Parkinson's disease, an illness associated with old age, not young actors at the peak of their careers. Fox refused to believe it. He sought multiple medical opinions, but each confirmed the same diagnosis: young-onset Parkinson's disease, progressive, incurable, life-altering. The news sent him into a deep emotional spiral. He began drinking heavily, trying to numb the fear, anger, and grief for the life he believed had been stolen from him. For 7 years, he told no one outside his immediate family. He continued acting while hiding his symptoms, slipping his shaking hand into a pocket, carefully timing medication, subtly adjusting his movements on camera. In many ways, it was the most demanding performance of his life. In 1996, he starred in Spin City, a fast-paced political comedy that pushed him physically and mentally. As the disease progressed, hiding it became nearly impossible. The pressure intensified. So did the drinking. Through it all, his wife, Tracy Pollan, remained by his side. Together they raised 4 children, and Fox has often said his family gave him the strength to keep going. In 1998, Fox made the brave decision to go public with his diagnosis. Instead of rejection, he was met with overwhelming support. People didn't see weakness, they saw courage. He stepped away from Spin City in 2000, marking the end of an era, but not the end of his influence. Fox continued acting, often portraying characters dealing with illness, and proving he still had something powerful to offer. Living with Parkinson's is relentless, impacting movement, balance, speech, sleep, and cognition. The medication helps, but brings its own challenges. Falls, surgeries, broken bones, and constant setbacks became part of his reality. Yet Parkinson's didn't take everything. Fox still has his humor, his intellect, and his purpose. Through the Michael J. Fox Foundation, he has become one of the most influential voices in Parkinson's research, channeling his struggle into hope for millions. Michael J. Fox's story isn't just about fame or illness. It's about resilience, honesty, and choosing meaning even when life changes the rules. Since its founding in 2000, the Michael J. Fox Foundation has funded more than $1.5 billion in Parkinson's research, making it the largest nonprofit supporter of Parkinson's research in the world. Fox approached this mission with the same intensity and discipline that once defined his acting career. He testified before Congress, pushing for increased funding for medical research, including the highly debated field of stem cell research. Using his fame as a tool rather than a shield, he became the public face of Parkinson's disease, transforming awareness into action. The foundation has supported groundbreaking studies on everything from the genetic roots of Parkinson's to experimental treatments and improvements in daily quality of life. Fox isn't involved in name only. He actively engages with the science, challenges researchers, asks hard questions, and demands measurable progress. This fight is personal, and he treats it that way. Alongside his advocacy, Fox has chronicled his journey through a series of deeply personal books, including Lucky Man, Always Looking Up, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Future, and No Time Like the Future. These works are candid, humorous, and at times devastatingly honest, offering readers a rare glimpse into what it means to live with a progressive illness while still choosing optimism. They don't romanticize suffering, but they also refuse to surrender to it. Over the decades, Fox has formed lasting friendships in Hollywood, relationships that endured long after the cameras stopped rolling. Christopher Lloyd grew into a lifelong friendship, one marked by mutual respect and affection. Their reunions at anniversaries and charity events are always emotional reminders of a shared history. Lloyd has spoken openly about Fox's bravery, and whenever the two appear together, the connection is unmistakable. Fox also remained close to his family ties castmates, including Meredith Baxter and Michael Gross, who played his on-screen parents. They've often reflected on how mature, disciplined, and talented Fox was, even at a young age. During Spin City, he built strong relationships with his fellow cast members as well. Many have said that Fox never complained, never used his illness as an excuse, and always gave his best, even on days when simply standing upright required enormous effort. But Hollywood friendships are complicated. They're often born out of proximity, intense while the work lasts, distant once it ends. Fox understands this better than most. Some relationships endure, others quietly fade. That's the rhythm of the industry. In recent years, Fox has begun speaking more openly about death and how he imagines his own funeral. To some, the topic may feel morbid, but for someone who has lived with a progressive disease for more than 3 decades, it's not depressing, it's practical. And, true to form, Fox approaches the subject with his trademark dark humor. He's joked about who he would want present, and, more amusingly, who he'd rather stay home. In these lighthearted conversations, he's mentioned certain Hollywood figures whose presence might unintentionally turn a solemn goodbye into a spectacle. One name that has come up is Johnny Depp. Fox has made it clear there's no personal animosity, but, he jokes, Depp's unpredictable energy and larger-than-life persona could transform a quiet farewell into something far more theatrical. Fox has humorously imagined Depp arriving in full Jack Sparrow attire or pulling out a guitar, turning the moment into a performance rather than a goodbye. Another name Fox has mentioned, again jokingly, is George Clooney. Clooney's effortless charisma and star power are undeniable, but Fox has quipped that his presence might shift the focus entirely. The attention, the cameras, the whispers, it could quickly become the funeral George Clooney attended, rather than a moment of reflection for Michael J. Fox. There's no bitterness in the joke, only an honest point wrapped in humor. At the heart of it, Fox wants his farewell to be simple, intimate, and free of spectacle. He doesn't want a Hollywood production or a media event. He wants peace. When he speaks seriously about death, setting the jokes aside, what comes through is a quiet acceptance. After a lifetime spent in the public eye, navigating fame, scrutiny, and expectation, he wants his final chapter to be different. "I'd like to just not wake up one day," he said. No drama, no drawn-out decline, just a quiet passing, preferably in his sleep, surrounded by family. He doesn't want people attending out of obligation or appearances. No industry politics, no performative grief, only those who truly knew him, who genuinely cared. Fox understands the difference between real friendships and Hollywood friendships, and for his funeral, he wants only the real ones. At the top of that list is his wife, Tracy Pollan, his partner since 1988 and his constant anchor through diagnosis, addiction, recovery, and resilience. Their marriage has survived pressures that would have broken most relationships. His 4 children, Sam, twins Aquina and Skylar, and Esme, are central to everything he is. Fox has often said that being a father gave his life deeper meaning and the strength to keep fighting. He also wants the small circle of friends who stood by him quietly, without cameras or fanfare, and the people from his foundation who share his relentless drive to find a cure. Above all, he wants calm. No exaggerated eulogies, no public displays, just a quiet acknowledgement of a life fully lived, a battle bravely fought, and rest finally earned. As Michael J. Fox enters what he calls the back nine of his life, he remains a source of inspiration. He continues advocating for research, makes selective public appearances, and is working on new projects that reflect both his journey and his purpose. After 33 years of living with Parkinson's, death is no longer something he fears. It's simply the end of a long road, one he's walked with extraordinary courage, grace, and humanity.